All the while your heart's on fire, keeping off to your own desire. Look at all you've endured, heartaches that have crushed your worth. All the while your mind's at war, you keep coming back for more.
Yes guys, hello. Now, where better to talk about deload weeks than in a gym? Okay, so deload weeks are when you have just gotten to the point where you don't really want to train. Now, deload weeks is a very mental thing in terms of knowing when you need to have a deload week. 90% of people out there, I would say probably all of my clients at the moment, will naturally have deload weeks at some point in their life, whether they go on holiday with the family, whether they go away with the kids or the wife, the girlfriend, your partner, whatever it is. That is when most people have a deload week. That is when they are going to stop training because they are on holiday, they want to enjoy the time they're away, they're not going to worry about their nutrition, they're not going to worry about any of that. So that, like, most people will naturally have a deload week. Now, if you're someone like me and you train almost constantly, and whether you're on holiday or not, you specifically book the holiday home that has a gym, you specifically hit some bodyweight workouts while you're away, then you're going to be someone who very much struggles with knowing when to have a deload week. Now, I have struggled knowing when to have a deload week pretty much my entire training career, because I just wanted to go, and then I hit a point of burnout rather than actually needing to have a deload week. Okay, and that's not something you want to do. So a deload week on paper is taking 20% off of your training program. Okay, so if you're on a strength program, you take away 20% of the on a treadmill, which is why I seem to be moving up and down. Okay, and generally speaking, that is what you do. You take 20% away. Hypertrophy, you take 20% of the volume away, or you take 20% of the strength away. Okay. Now, it doesn't particularly matter which you do, but you only do one, don't do both, okay? So if you want to take some of the volume away and still keep up the intensity, then you do that. And if you want to take some of the strength factor away and keep up the volume, then you do that. Taking too much away will mean you're not making any adaptations. And the studies have proven that some people, actually I think it was 95% people, will make progress in their deload week. Okay, if you imagine stimulating your body hard for a prolonged period of time, okay, it will become used to that at some point. If you then take a step back, almost changing your training program, but I mean, so you're not changing your training program, you're keeping all of the fundamentals the same, you're keeping the exercises the same, but you're just changing the intensity or the strength level, your body will feed off of that. And because you're not slamming it all the time, it will be able to make adaptations in those times. Some people make more adaptations in those deload weeks than they do not in a deload week. Okay, so how long should you have a deload week for? Probably if you're going to have a proper deload week and you still want to train year round and not worry about it, the best time to have the length of time you have a deload week is a minimum of 2 weeks. Okay, and this is when you really just take a step back with your training. You have to fall in love with it again. Now, I have always loved my training, and when this has sort of happened, when I've sort of hit a burnout stage, I'll think, okay, I just need to do something about changing my training program. But it's not necessarily about changing my training program, because then I get on that new program and I think, oh, I'd love to go back to the old one. And it's a bit like, well, maybe you shouldn't have changed it. Maybe you should just have taken a step back, thought about what you needed to do to fall in love with that training program again, okay? Have a deload week or have a deload fortnight, okay? Now that is scary to a lot of people because they think, you know, how can I make adaptations in those times? You know, I don't want to come off my training, I'm doing so well. And then for you, you don't need a deload week if you're in that kind of mindset. But the deload weeks are for the people who are not loving their training. You know, they're almost forcing themselves to go to the gym, they're forcing themselves to do the thing that they always said they'd love to do. And that is when you need a mental deload week and you need to think, Christ, okay, I'm just done in with training, I'm exhausted all the time, I'm struggling with my sleep, I'm struggling with focusing at work, I'm struggling with focusing at the gym, and that's just because you're pushing yourself too hard and you have been pushing yourself that hard for too long. It is horrifically bad weather here, like absolutely awful. Deload weeks fall right into the category of overtraining. Okay, now they are two very different things, but people who overtrain will lead to a point of physical fatigue, physical exhaustion. And you have to know your body sort of well enough to know when you're hitting this fatigue, this point of like, Jesus, I just can't go anymore, I can't do this anymore, this is absolutely awful. And you're forcing yourself into the gym. Nobody should force themselves into the gym. You have to want to go, okay? Otherwise, you're not going to put your heart and soul into your training. You're not going to make the adaptations you want to. And you're just going to get in, piddle around with some weights and go home. And what's the point in that? You're coming to the gym to make change to your life, to your physical well-being and to, you know, everything. So make that change, do you know what I mean? And if you feel like you're not going to do it, like I said in one of my other previous videos, if you're not going to put your heart and soul into something, don't even bother doing it, literally. You know, I've got clients who have lost 9 kilos over the space of like 9 weeks, and you know, they've gone up from benching 40 kilos up to 70 kilos in a few weeks. It's been absolutely amazing to see how much progress they've made, and that's because they've come in, they've absolutely smashed it, they've wanted to train their arse off, and that's all you can do. That's all I ask any client to do. Come in, train your arse off and go home. You don't have to be in a gym for hours. Nobody wants to be in a gym for hours and hours and hours on day, just training and training and training and training. You know, not unless you're someone at the top of their game like Chris Bumstead or, you know, Eddie Hall when he was, you know. You're talking about the T-Rex of training, you know, they're at the top of their game, no one's touching them. They have to be in the gym that long to stimulate their body. But for the general population, people like us, we don't need to do that. You can come in, bash out your training session in 45 minutes an hour, go home. You know, come in, work hard, work harder than you did last time and go home. And if you're not going to work harder than you did last time, then almost don't do it. Take the day off, console yourself, go in tomorrow and absolutely smash it. That's something that I found quite beneficial. If I'm absolutely fucked, if I'm really, really tired, if I really can't be bothered, take the day to myself, don't train, and go home, get a better night's sleep. My body thanks me for it. And then in the morning when I wake up, I'm like, I can't believe I didn't train yesterday. I'm gonna absolutely smash it today. And I feel like I'm in a 10 times better mood to do it, okay? And, you know, sometimes you need more than a day. And that, again, it comes back to a deload week or a deload fortnight. Some people, I know I've met a lot of people who are really, really worried about losing their gains if they go on holiday or if they, you know, stop training for a short period of time. But it won't. For your muscles to atrophy, it takes weeks, months, sometimes years, depending on how long you have been training for. And if you're really thinking about taking some serious time off of training, then you have muscle memory that your muscle's going to come back twice as fast as when you built it in the first place. Okay, and then you're going to surpass any plateau that you ever hit before. You know, I've met a lot of people who are going traveling and have been hitting the gym hard, and they're really worried about their gains going completely. And I'm like, if you go for multiple years and you don't keep the stimulus up to the muscles, then yes, of course they're going to atrophy, but they're not you're not going to wither away into nothing, you know, if you still eat, if you still fill yourself up, if provided you don't starve yourself. And then when you come back in a year or 2 years and you absolutely obliterate the gym again, that muscle's going to come back twice as fast as it did. So if you've been training for 3 years and you can now bench 100 kilos, for example, and then you go away and you come back and you can only bench 60 kilos, then it's only going to take you, you know, a year, maybe 2 years to get back and beyond where you were beforehand, depending on how hard you smash it. Again, it's all based on the individual and how hard you personally do whatever you're going to do. Okay? Extremely individual based. But it's very, very simple. If you are not prepared to go to the gym mentally, and I'm not talking about waking up, rolling over, and your girlfriend going, "I'll just stay in bed," or sorry, your partner, you know, just going, "I'll just stay in bed, you know, you don't need to go to the gym today, I don't want you to go to the gym today," and you going, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine." That's different to you needing to get up, going to the gym every single day for months on end, and then just physically being like, "No, can't bothered." See, I'm using myself as a prime example here. I would wake up, when I was with my girlfriend at the time, I'd wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, every morning, smash the gym, and even if she had to be up at the same time, like she'd roll over and she'd be like, "No, don't go to the gym, you don't need to go to the gym, just stay in bed with me for half an hour." And I was like, "Nope, I'm going to the gym, I don't care, like I'm going." Even on my birthday, I remember I woke up on my birthday, she looked at me and she goes, "Breakfast time," and I said, "No, I'm going to the gym first." And she was like, "What? It's your birthday?" And I said, "I know, exactly, it's my birthday and I want to go to the gym. 150%, I'm going to go and smash the gym quickly for an hour, I'll come back, and then the day is ours." Like, with nothing, and still with nothing that will stop me getting in the gym if I want to go. I'm at the point where I'm just physically exhausted. Again, I've spoken about this in a recent video about work-life balance and being able to have a good, healthy work-life balance. And I've just been working my ass off so much recently, I haven't had the energy to go into the gym. Not that I've not wanted to go and smash the gym for myself, I haven't had the energy. And that is something that's been really irritating me, because I want to go in the gym, I just physically don't have the energy to go and absolutely obliterate my body for an hour and then, you know, go home. I still have been doing it, I just haven't had the energy. So, you know, that's something, again, that I really would take into consideration. You need to think, are you able to go and do this, you know? But if you are, obviously go and do it. But if you're not, then you need to really consider taking a week, you know, taking 2 weeks off. You know, after the first week, if you think, "I'm good, I'm happy," go back to the gym. You know, like, I'm getting good sleep, I'm on top of my shit, go. You know, you don't need 2 weeks. 2 weeks is recommended for top level athletes. You know, I've watched a lot of videos and I've spoken to a lot of professionals, and they have said that when they advise their clients, like bodybuilding professionals, about taking deload weeks, they always have 2 weeks deload. But you have to think, they're top level athletes stepping on stage and they do it year in, year out. You know, it's very different to some normal people like us who don't do things like that. You know, we don't necessarily need 2 weeks, that's just the average time. So I recommend take a week off if you cannot be bothered, you're getting shitty sleep, if you're just not putting your heart and soul into your work, if you're having bad mood all the time, you're having bad arguments with your spouse, then take a week off the gym and just sort of console yourself. I mean, I've always done it. When I've gone away, I've taken 2 or 3 days off, and I've always hated it. That's all I've ever needed, 2 or 3 days, and I'm like, right, shit, let's go, let's get back in the gym. I just absolutely cannot wait. You know, even on the week off that I've got planned coming up, I'm still hopefully going to be smashing the gym every day. I'm not worried about making sure I do, I just want to be. You know, because at the moment I'm training 3 times a day, and there comes a point where you need to think, am I doing this too much? Am I training too hard. And like I say, for most people, no, you're not training too hard. Most people aren't training hard enough. But there are some very few individuals out there, and I've met them, who train their absolute arse off day in, day out, and they're probably wondering, what do I do if I still want to train but don't have the energy to work out? Then take a deload week. Don't not train. Just take 20% off of your training session. Have a real big, relaxing week of working out. Still feel like you're getting in the gym, still feel like you're working hard, but you're just not working hard as you normally do. And then that way it allows the body time to recover. That's primarily what it's for. Allowing the body time to recover, allowing your mental state to recover, and allowing your central nervous system time to recover and recuperate and build, and then be more prepared to go and smash whatever you need to go and smash. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Just a quick, a short one on the deload weeks and recovery time. Just take it easy, guys. And most people out there don't work hard enough. So if you know you're not working hard enough, then work harder. And if you know you're working too hard, then just take 20% back for yourself and regain control over your life, regain control over your training. And I promise you, over a couple of weeks, you will want to go and absolutely obliterate yourself again, okay? So if you want personalized training programs, obviously, please click the link in the description. Other than that, I hope to see you in the next video. Have a fantastic day.